Hello and welcome to another episode on the Goal Line Conversations TV. My name is Mike, and I'm here with Toju, who is now a constant. You know him now. There's no point introducing him as he's a new guest. We're supposed to have somebody here. Somebody maybe they are dodging. Toju, I think somebody's
It's
dodging.
possible.
No,
It's
I'm just
possible.
possible that they're dodging. Anybody? Well, anyway, come to another episode. Here on this episode, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be reacting to the deadline day transfer. Obviously, individual clubs have signed a lot of players. And in our previous episode, we've just been reacting to the game. So this episode, we're going to give our top six predictions. We're going to go over who's going to be the highest goal scorer of the season. We're going to talk about the flop of the season, manager of the season, who gets fired first. I believe that's going to be a dicey one because I have ideas. There are a couple of candidates already. Followed up. Told has a podcast, actual
Well, actually,
podcast. I feel like saying it wrong, but the Well Actually podcast. Link is in the description. Follow. It just released a new episode. Have you released a new one that you talked
no,
about?
that one it was a lot harder to edit because of how spicy it was. So this Monday
Oh,
for
okay.
sure.
Wow. Oh, all right. Okay. So watch out Monday. There's gonna be a new episode that's gonna be dropping. We're doing don't this is a sort of a topic of black movies. If you were to direct a black movie, who are your who will be your lead director, who will be your supporting actor, that kind of thing. So it's very interesting. I listened to the last one and Mark just wanted to win by all means. That man didn't even call. He's like, I don't care. I just want to win.
He kept saying that over and
So
over. Yeah.
interesting stuff. And again, that what that means is that guys, there's always content. So even when you finish from here, when you finish watching this video, go to
Well, actually,
go to
but
the Well Actually podcast. Well Actually podcast. Okay. I put the actually before the well. Okay. The Well Actually podcast, and go watch the new episodes. Like, subscribe to each of our individual channels, guys. Let's come on. Let's do it. I love subscription. We are now at 60 subscribers, guys. So let's get that up. Let's get that up. All right, we're doing well. Thank you guys for subscribing. All right, we're going to talk about our top six predictions. Obviously, transfer season is over. Everybody has their squad now, and we have had at least 3 games to see what some of the teams have in stock for us in regards to what you should expect, the teams that you feel like can do better. Um, and I think the last time, if I would, if I think the last time, if I could check, I was trying to remember what was your. Do you remember what your predictions
I
were?
know. I think I had. I think I remember my top four. I think I was Liverpool,
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal, City, Tottenham. But I was expecting Izzy to join Tottenham.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. No, I think you had Tottenham in your top six. They were
Fifth?
fifth.
Okay. I know. I
Yeah, I
had
think
them
they were fifth.
high up because of potential for
Yeah.
Izzy.
All right. It doesn't matter. Let's make a new one. We have scratched that. That top six doesn't exist because we have seen some teams now. Tottenham's transfer obviously has gone on. You guys, it doesn't look like your position is going to change in regards to your predictions. But give me your top six. Give me your top six.
All right. So I'll say my top six. I'll go from six to okay. No, I'll start from top. So I have Liverpool 1.
Okay.
Just for the sake of consistency, I have Arsenal 2.
Okay.
I still have City 3.
Okay.
City 3. I have Chelsea 4.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really dependent upon injuries because I don't think if you're looking at your squad right now, you already have 2 key players injured.
Yeah, that is true.
Obviously they're not long-term injuries, but if you're counting Colwell, then it's a different story. I feel like this Champions League that you guys are going to be playing is also going to play a factor. It's probably why you guys brought in so many players. But I don't. If it was just England, just domestic, I would have had you guys higher. Like, look at what happened last year. Like, went from like 10th to 4th because you're only domestic. If you had a season to build upon that, I think it would have been higher. So Chelsea 4. I want to say Tottenham 5.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, I think I had Man U in my top 6 last time. But
Yeah,
now
I
it's not
think so.
possible again. Now it's not possible.
Is that
It's not
what?
possible. I apologize to I apologize to the football gods. So ah that's 6 spot. I also can't wish good things for Crystal Palace, so there's no way they're going to get in there. So you know what?
Mm.
I'm saying this one, but with not a lot of conviction. I'll say Bournemouth 6.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Iraola has really been actually good. It's actually, he has been really good, and once he has his squad settled in, I think he will do wonders. I can see that. All right, my top 6: Liverpool first, obviously. Hmm. Should I? Should I do it?
You want to?
I want to, but they have a good defense. Arsenal second. Arsenal has a good defense. Arsenal second. Chelsea third. Tottenham fourth.
Wow.
Man City
Wow.
fifth. Yeah, Man City fifth. Um, I'll say Crystal Palace sixth.
God.
I say Crystal Palace sixth because I think the fact that they were able to keep the coach, obviously, because he didn't quit, and they added in some good options to replace AZ. Obviously, they will not fill the boots, but Mateta will continue to fire. He will continue to do the business up top. Um, and yeah, I think so. I think Man U is like, I think they are probably going to be like 8th,
Can,
9th.
can I give you some
Honestly
pushback
speaking,
on Crystal
unless
Palace? Remember, they're in the Conference League this year as
yeah,
well.
yeah, that is true. That is true. Okay, maybe Newcastle then. Newcastle, and the reason I say Newcastle is because Newcastle they will quickly fade out of Champions League because I don't think they have enough quality to be in the Champions League, and I think they're going to pull all their eggs in the basket to say, look, let's just get at least one more shot in Europe, even if it's Conference League or Europa, whichever one falls into a lap. So I think they'll make a late push for
Mm.
sixth. But Man City, I'm not impressed. Man City, I'm not impressed at all. Um, and the reason why I say I'm not impressed is it's just the defense. They didn't even do anything on a deadline day, like for defensive wise. Like, do something on the defensive side. Like, do something. So honestly, I'm not impressed with the defensive cover, and I honestly don't think I don't think that I don't think what's his name. I don't think Donnarumma does a big difference to them. Though, like for example,
The,
Doku. I said Doku and Oscar Bob on that wing. They you can mark Doku out easily. Oscar Bob, I've not seen him a whole full season for me to say that he's a trusted right winger. Savio is there, but where Savio likes to play, Pep does not want to play him there. Pep always plays him in the opposite direction. And then Foden is injured, free, we don't know. Cherky is out for 2 months, he's out injured. Mamouche is there, but Mamouche is being played as on a watch call. He's being played out wide. And then when Alan gets injured, who's going to be their striker? If Alan goes down injured and say he has an injury now, who's going to be a striker? So, and that Nico Gonzalez, Rodri just come back from injury. So even himself, in that bright say, I can't do it alone. Now me, I'm not a striker now. I can only do the best I can do. So I think this is the beginning of the end for Pep. The dynasty is done to me. their squad is not impressive at all. And I saw that even in the Wolves game that they won 4-0. It's just that Wolves were not a serious team, because if that Wolves striker or winger can stay onside, for the love of God, because every time he will just get caught offside. I'm like, guy, just do you not know the offside rules? So I already saw that. So when Tottenham beat them, I was not surprised. And then when Brighton beat them, I was like, what's the news? They are carrying on the form from last season. The only thing that saved them is that they played teams that were also going through a rough patch as they were. They played Aston Villa. Aston Villa, the Emery went to go and put Disasi to go and be the right back against Doku that can roast him for fun. They won that game marginally. So they were barely keeping their head above waters last season. And they have not done anything massive enough this summer to turn that. Because who did they replace? They brought in Reinders to replace De Bruyne. Reinders is good, but Reinders is still he still needs, he can't be that De Bruyne X factor. The Reinders is good, but it's not as good as De Bruyne. And then Foden is already showing that he did not come and play. He's just here to collect check and be posting the amount of trophies that he won. And only probably 2 of them he started in. So that boy, I don't know if he has the energy to fight for something more. And then the people that I'm seeing around them, it's just the team just feels light. And the funny thing about it is, look at your defensive coverage. Look at who they have. They have Ruben Diaz. They have John Stones, who is injury prone. Then they have Kosunov, whatever his name is, that they bought.
Gave up on him already.
They have already given up on him already. Then you sold, you carried Akonji, one of your best defenders last season, sent him to Inter Milan. And then Ake is now this thing. And what's his name? What's that Croatian guy that plays the left back for them? I forgot his name. Gavidol or something like that. He's injured. And Aitnori cannot defend. Let me tell you something. Aitnori cannot defend. Though. That one just knows how to overlap and go forward. He cannot defend. He's used to play wing back. So that's my own reason why I'm like, Walker's gone. So honestly speaking, and they don't have a right back. They are still using Nunes as right back. Rico Lewis and Nunes is their right back. So for me, I don't see them making top 4. They will struggle for. In fact, that 5 that I put them, if that's when they actually pull up their socks and say they're actually serious. But if they want to fall down more, they can fall to 8 if they're not careful. Because I can count as a lot of teams right now that if Everton catch them right now, they will suffer.
So the thing that is making me hesitate in keeping them out is, remember what they did last year? That January transfer window, they can just go in and splash 200 million like it's nothing. Like all it takes is for them to be in sixth place, and Pep is like, this is not what I signed up for. Open up the coffers. And next thing, they're bringing in Gehi and everybody that you thought was linked to Liverpool or Arsenal, they're bringing them all in at the same time, doubling whatever they were going to get.
But I just think that before they get to that January, a lot of damage will have been done first. So that's why I said they will get to top 5, but it's not going to be easy for them. And there are some core players that they have to shift, because Pep doesn't like a big squad. So if more are coming in, a lot are going out. And you have to do a lot to move a lot to do a lot. Do you want to sell Doku? You want to sell Foden? I'm talking about people that they can get rid of. You want to sell Savio? You can't make all these big sales in January now. There's only so much you can make. January window, when it's open only for you to make 2, 3 big moves. After that, it's just loans here and there and stuff like that. So that's why I'm like, I know January is there, but I don't think it's enough for them. Yeah, they got Mamouche in January, which will help them surge into that top 4. So that's why I'm like, okay, maybe top 5, because I just feel like there are teams that I mentioned above them. They have the quality to take down Man City. They have the quality to tame them. Because Tottenham showed a big big push, and they're like, look, we're not gonna take it easy on you. And I feel like if Tottenham catches them again, they will still do the same thing. That's the funny thing. I don't see anything that will change. All right, let's move on to the next thing I wanted to move on to is, all right, we want to talk. So we went through the top 6 predictions. Let's talk about the Golden Boot winners. Who do you think is going to win the Golden Boot?
I it's so honestly, if we didn't get Isak, I would have said Ekitike straight up. I would have said
Mm.
Ekitike. Now, I think the easy answer really is still Haaland. I think if he stays healthy, if like that, because remember last season he also wasn't healthy for a month. It's just a very easy thing to say. Like it's either Haaland or I can't say Chris Wood either. I don't think he can. I don't think he can duplicate that. So for me, it's
No. That
so I'll say, you know what? I won't even say Haaland. You know what? I'm going to go. You might think the fans might think I'm sucking up to you, but I might say João Pedro. I think depending on how he's deployed, because you acquired him and Delap in the same window, there might be this decision to like, oh, we must play Delap as well. If he is played as your alternate striker day in, day out, and maybe Delap comes in for him like as a sub rather than rotation, then I'll go with João Pedro. But Haaland is the only person that I can say that applies to, where he's the out and out number 9, game in, game out on a team that has like any kind of credibility. None of the Sescos, none of no. So that's why it's either Haaland or João Pedro.
Yeah, I think unfortunately for me, I'll have to say Haaland because he's just anything good that comes out of City is that the fact that Haaland still remains Haaland. That cyborg, a robot, he still remains a robot, and he will continue to score. That's the only good thing that comes out of City right now. Is that guy can score goals, and he will continue to score goals. Even if they are losing, he will still score goals. It doesn't matter. Look, for example, that Brighton game. He had no right to get to that ball. It was supposed to be Mamouche ball, but he just bubbled before you know it, boom, poked it in. So I feel like he probably going to go get this thing. I like the shot for João Pedro, but I just feel like with João Pedro, my problem is that, like you said, is role dependent. Because if Maresca wants to use him in the 10th position and then wants to keep the lap up top, that can affect his ability to get. He will get more assists than goals. Like for example, if you look at the West Ham game where he was playing a 10 role, he scored 1 goal but had 2 assists, and he's also not the designated penalty taker, because that's also another avenue for where goals coming through. If we look at City right now, Haaland is the designated penalty taker. When we played Fulham, rubbish Enzo Fernandez that was thinking out the gaff, had the temerity to pick up the penalty. But I know within myself that if João Pedro had been in this thing for a long while, he would have taken that ball and said, man, just give me the ball. But because he wants to be, I'm a leader, and I want to help motivate myself, he took the penalty. But in any other team, a striker will be the one taking that away. And the one person I know that takes, it's not even a conversation. Haaland takes the penalty. And I feel like they're going, those people, with them and Vieira, the way they used to work, they will get penalties. They will get penalties. They will get penalties. Because we are not going to talk about that they are robbery. The one that they robbed off of you. That they took off of, was it not Everton that they were managing? That you know what? Let's leave. We'll not go into that because I know that's a tangent for, because I will go into the FA Cup. The one that they robbed us off. But we will not talk. We will not talk. And that's why I said they will get penalty. And Haaland will be the one at the end of those penalties and we'll finish them. All right. We agree. You said Haaland / João Pedro, depending on where he's playing. Manager of the season.
I want to say on So all of this depends on if not only we don't only have to win the league. By the way, I mean Liverpool.
Mhm. Mhm.
The point total has to surpass last season's, and then the gap has to be large as well. If that happens, I would say Arne Slot again, but they they hesitate in doubling up on manager of the season. They more
Mm.
so give it to surprise manager of the season. And so for that,
Mm.
I would say probably Ireola. That's
Mm.
what
Okay.
I see them, because if he takes them to Europe,
Mm.
it's a done
Oh
deal.
yeah,
It-
that's a big
yeah,
accomplishment.
it's a done deal for that. So I would say Ireola just for that, because of what I see Bournemouth doing. And there's a slight shout for David Moyes, because again, I don't want anything good to happen to Everton. However, I can't ignore what's going on there right now. And
Yeah, he's doing a turnaround, man. Everton just used to be a team that just think out the gaff, get a 1-0 and they finished. But the way they are playing now, and he also has the right profile of players. Grealish, he has Dewsbury all playing in good. He has Beto or Barry up top. Then he has, I forgot who he has on the left side. But like he has a good squad of players. And then he has Alcaraz, he has Gay, not Gay, forgot his name. The other Senegalese and center mid. But like he has a good crop of players there, and he's they are motivated. That's one thing I can say. They are motivated and they are playing
yeah,
well. So yeah,
Ghana
I definitely see
Gay
that.
is
Okay.
just a different spelling.
Yeah,
Gueye.
yeah, gay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Manager of the season for me.
Are you going to say Maresca?
I was actually that you were reading my. I wanted to say him, but I just feel like like you said, they're gonna be a lot. They're gonna be looking for those like standouts, like standout coaches. So they like it's gonna be one of those like middle table teams that make a big search because, like you said, top six is not the top six of that you know. There's gonna be one of those middle table teams that surges. They're gonna replace Nottingham Forest because, like I said, I don't think Man U's gonna. They're not gonna be in the ranks of the top six. So I think it's one of those middle this thing. I think for me, it might be the Crystal Palace manager. I know you don't like it, but I think it might be him because if you look at the season, the way he has started the season, he just won a community shield. The first two games that he has, drew with Chelsea. Did they draw with? They won against Aston Villa. I forgot who did they win or they drew. I think they drew
So
the
they
other
drew.
game.
So they drew against Chelsea.
Yeah,
Drew against Nottingham Forest, beat Aston Villa.
not nothing. So I think I don't know. I just there's something that just fills me with like he kept his crop of players. Obviously lost Eze and lost well he didn't lose Gay. Lost Eze. But he kept the squad is still the same. That Munoz, that guy can play. That boy is a baller. He's a baller indeed. And he has Mitchell on the left side. So I just feel like he has probably one of the most settled teams. I do understand that they are in Europe. Okay, that's also another big point. Europe is a big point too. You know what? I'm going to go for a surprise. I'm going to go for Thomas Frank.
Oh,
It's weird, but I'm going to
yeah.
go for
Oh man,
I'm going to
oh
go for
damn,
Thomas Frank.
that was a
I'm
blind
going to go
spot
for
for me.
Thomas
Yeah,
Frank because
okay.
I feel like Thomas Frank is going to surprise because especially given like where Spurs finished
Yes,
last season,
yes.
and I think he's not going to be as bad as that. And he also has a good squad that he has to deal with. Obviously, as a Chelsea fan, it's not like I'm wishing well for Spurs, but I just feel like I love Thomas Frank as a manager. Very 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 nice guy, and I've seen him even like just the way he thinks. Very very nice guy. So I think I'll give him a shout for manager of the
Uh,
season. All right, flop of the season. We're talking about players here. Flop of the season.
take your pick. Let's go. Gyökeres, Mbuemo.
Mm.
It's
No, I have
uh
one. I have one. This one is hot.
yeah. You know what? Just so it's something that I can root for. I'll say Sesko. Yeah.
Sesko. Okay.
Mhm.
Sesko. Voldenberg that they signed from that one. Homer flop, man. His flopping will be flying wings. That boy is going to flop.
I don't
He's going
think
to
anybody's
flop.
going to keep enough tabs on him for it to be.
No, it's the money that
Oh,
they bought him
okay.
for. Because flop is, a lot of time when you look at flop, if you buy somebody 30 million and he doesn't do well,
Okay,
you bought
okay.
it for 30 million. What do you
Mm-hmm.
expect? It's the expectation that is on his head. Because Eddie Howe has a big job. The job that he has is that he has to prove that the money that they spent on this boy's head is worth it. So for me, I think it's going to be the flop of the season. And that boy is not ready for the Premier League. They are shouting that he's big, he can dribble. That one does not help you in Premier League. Even Eketike, he knew that I had to hold my body small. Because Premier League is not a league where they're like, oh, you are skillful, so we're going to let you. No. They're hitting you hard. Before you touch the ball, they're already letting you know. So I think it's going to flop because of, it was both for what, 95 or
It costs more than
89? How
Sesko.
much?
It costs more than Sesko.
So he's going to flop. He's going to flop because it's not even in an environment that you are entering a place where the striker that was there was banging in 20 goals, 20 plus goals, and then you are meant to step into his shoes. Come on now, and you cannot bench him because people are going to ask, why did you spend that much money on him? Why didn't you just go and get Wisa and they will call it a day? But now you spent that much money, now you have to start him, and so I'm thinking he's going to flop because of that, because the expectation is going to be too much. The and whenever you sign players like this, you have to give them preseason. Get them ready for what they are going to face. You don't sign a striker like this coming from a different league on deadline day, and then you expect him to be doing magic. I think it will be a flop, honestly.
Yeah.
The money spent on him, no.
That's
All right. Who gets fired first? We all know who it is. We know.
Again, I can't say something that I'm rooting against, so I'm not going to say Amorim because I want Amorim to stay as long as possible. I need him to stay as long as possible. So I can't. So you know what? You know who I'll say? I'll say Vitor Pereira, Wolves.
Wolves.
Because
yeah, they are stinking.
So their last Premier League win was in April. Their last Premier League win. That means they went all of May and all of August without a Premier League win. And then that team they won against was Leicester. So a team that went down.
That got relegated.
But in fairness to them, they were on a run. They were on a run of 6 straight wins, and that's how they stayed up. Think about that: 6 straight wins.
Yeah, but if you also look at that, the team got gutted. Like you take out Cunha, you take out Nori, like you have taken out the spine of the team. So obviously, and even the striker was pushing for a move to Newcastle.
Yep.
Larson, he was pushing for a move to Newcastle.
That would have made more sense for them.
It would have made more sense than the Wottenberg that they went to.
I'm not even saying for Wolves. It would have made more sense for them because Wolves, they already have enough relationships with championship teams. They're not going to go. They're not going to go and shop in Ukraine or whatever. They'll just go and pluck the best forward from championship. Hit and hope. But nah, I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to last long unless they are looking at him with the eye of last season with that 6-game winning streak that kept them up. That also included a win against Manchester United, but that's neither here nor there. But I just can't see being this inept right now. And I don't see Aston Villa parting ways with their man right now. Even though it would make sense, but I don't think they would because they're the only team that hasn't scored a goal yet this season.
All right, I'm gonna go you another one that you probably didn't expect. The Nottingham Forest coach.
Oh, that one is not even performance. That's just with the whims of the owner.
No. Nuno Espirito
The owner
Santo.
can wake up tomorrow morning. They don't even have a match and
Tomorrow.
decide he's firing him. So, okay.
That's
Yeah.
why I said that it's gonna, because the owner is so temperamental, one. And second, the relationship between him and the owner is obviously been that there's a big problem with their relationship. You can also see his demeanor even when he goes into every interview, every press release, every press conference. He's going inside there and it's just like his head is down, and then every time, and the English media they are so English media are so wicked. They will ask him the question every time. How do you think about your future? What do you think? Like, what do you think is my future here? I'm here. Am I not here? Anything that happens after that, to God be the glory. But I think he's going to get fired for it, because the defeat against West Ham was bad, because they beat them in their home 3-0. So, especially with a owner that is not already, it's not already giving you a lot of slack. 3-0 is already looking at you. I think there was one time that I saw it, I think on Instagram, they said that at one point, Abramovich, every time Chelsea lost, Abramovich would send a question mark to Ancelotti. He would just text him a question mark.
Wow.
Like every time they lost, he would just send him a question mark. So in my mind, this owner is probably sending him double question mark, like, what the heck? What's going on? So, and also, they are also in Europa.
Damn.
So, and to be honest, Nottingham Forest, that's why when people say know your role, Nottingham Forest, to me, I don't think we're ready for Europa. They are ready for Conference League, but not Europa, because that top four surge that they had last season, they thought that is because they have now reached the best of the best, the apex of the apex. And they're going to very quickly find out why, when teams who play in Europe and teams who play in this thing, in the regular, in domestic league, when they are having the stretch, or their form is dipping and is going up and down, they'll quickly figure it out. And I feel like that's where, honestly, if that man loses the first 2 games of Europa League and he loses another one more game in domestic, he might be gone. Because honestly speaking, I feel like even him, Nuno, in his mind, is like he has already accepted that he's going. He has accepted in his mind that I'm a goner. So I honestly think that he's probably going to be the one to get sacked. All right. All right. We talked about who gets fired first. Okay. The last one is, what is our expectation from our individual clubs? So what do you expect? What is the minimum? Let's put it there. What is the minimum that you expect? Obviously, your team have signed a lot massively. They've improved in the areas we just said. They had a 10/10 window with their signings. What do you expect?
Oh, this is not even being cocky. Not like a double.
No. Yeah.
A double of some sort.
Okay.
A double of some sort, and that double
Okay.
has to include the league. It can't be. It can't be 2 cup wins, even though one of them Champions League. No, it has to include the league, because the way that, like, this is what Liverpool fans have been asking for a while now.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you remember, this is like American owners, so everything has to be like sustainable. Like, it's almost like Moneyball principles of, like, for I want to say like the last 4 or 5 years, they had been only buying players that were between 20 and 24 years old. That's literally, it's like players who can still improve under you. So meaning you're not getting a finished product. And then it's like, when you do that, it's sort of like setting like a foundation for your team. So now you can go out and buy Isak. You can go out and buy Gehi, even though that was like scuppered at the end. You are buying these players that, even if their best day was yesterday, you are still getting quality from them for the next 4 years. We're not doing all of that to come and be also rant. No, you are the favorites in, well, except of course if you're an Arsenal fan, then you believe Arsenal is the favorite. But you are the favorites anytime you're on the pitch, and that's how it should be. Like, success breeds expectation. Like, and that's where we are now. You are not the underdog anymore. You're not the one that is doing this against all odds. No, you are the one with the target on your back, and that's why the first 3 matches that we played, everybody came out like their hair was on fire against us, and that's how it should be. And that when you bring in quality at every position, you know that when you make a substitution now, like there's not going to be any drop off. And that's how I see it. That's the expectation for me. And of course, you don't want to face PSG in the first knockout stage of your Champions League, where
Yeah, yeah,
literally
yeah.
facing anybody else would have made it to the semis. But it's like, okay, of course they give us it's like that's, but yeah. So you also have to play whoever's in front of you. That's not really an excuse. It just felt like the wrong way to use to draw. But yeah.
So a double of some sort. Okay. My expectation for Chelsea. My chest has reduced. I will not lie.
Why?
My chest has reduced. Critical injuries. My show Palmer has not been injured for more than one game. Probably that's the best time. One time he went down for a little knock and came back. Palmer is showing me that he's not immune to injury. And there's some scary part of me that I'm like, Caicedo has not been injured. He has not received any one knock. I feel like when this guy receives his knock, the knock will knock. So I think I'm worried about injury because of the toll that the Club World Cup has taken on the players. And I think for me, at least, we just need to win something. And I don't care if it's a FA Cup, if it's a Carabao Cup. You got to win something. We're not an excuse FC. We don't tell stories for a living. I would love them to still go as far as they can in the UEFA, the Champions League. Obviously, it would be nice if they win, but with this squad, if they get a semi-final, I'll be happy. If they get as far as the semi-final, I'll be happy. So my minimum for them is getting to the quarters at least. Minimum, get to the quarters of what Champions League. Show me that you can build upon the squad of players that we have. Win one of the domestic cups. If you want to win both, I don't mind. Win both. If you focus on your energy on winning both and then finishing, you have to be the top three for me. That's my expectation. You have to be at least top three. And the reason why I say top three is we don't go back. We have fought before. You have to improve on what you are. So I think for me, if I see how this squad plays this season, next season, I think I would be I'll be demanding a title charge and I'll be demanding more major honors. But for right now, just circumstance and context and everything, I would domestic. There has to be a cup, one of the domestic cups, whether FA Cup or Carabao. I don't care which one. Win one of that for me, and then go as far as you can in the Champions League, and then finish top three. That's my expectation. I think all the grass come down now. I will not lie.
Yo, you change your mind.
What has poured
You
on
have
me
changed your
now?
mind.
I changed that back. If I'm being honest, it would be surprising if they compete for the league. But if you can, go for it. Yeah. Okay. That's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at. All right.
Before we go, I don't know if you had this on your list, but do you have a pick for player of the season? Not golden boot, player of the season.
Player. Oh yeah. What? Okay. I'm surprised I didn't have that there, but that's a good one. Player of the season for me. You go first. Who's your player of the
So
season?
I have this sneaky one based on the English media's like desire to have it be an English player. I would say, based on current form, sneaky one would be Jack Grealish. Because they love a reclamation project. Yeah, they love a reclamation project.
He will pepper well.
But
without switch revenge.
But that's also something I can't root for because Everton. So so funny enough, I would say I want to say like Ekitike because it's going to be a combination of goals and assists. because
Yeah.
there's a reason why I haven't mentioned Salah in any of these things. He's going to be going for AFCON. So he's missing at least 5 Premier League matches. And
And this Gentry that he's on this time, he just want to give assists. He doesn't even want to be like,
so
it's not as
yeah,
like
he's not.
forceful as
Yeah,
it used
so I
to be.
think Ekitike, that will give them the opportunity for Ekitike and Isak to play at the same time. So
Yeah.
it's like whether he's scoring on his own or assisting, it's something that's and that's like my dark horse for him, because unless City wins the league, Alan can win Golden Boot and nothing is not being player of the season. So I don't see that being the thing for him. And I don't want it to be like a Jordan Henderson type win where, oh, it's just the heart and soul, quote unquote, of the team that wins the league. No, I want it to be someone who is putting up numbers, like quantifiable performance metrics, not just
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to go with Kitty there. Now Isak can come in off the
I
rip
think,
and first match for Liverpool score a hat trick and
and then just start banging the
and will
post.
change my mind.
That would be
Yeah,
good.
because can I just say insert Liverpool forward and let it be that.
And then we determine which one of them.
That's how I see it.
Okay, I'll take that. I think for me, I'll go with João Pedro. I'll give João Pedro a shout. And because, especially like we said, when you come to player of the season, always the consideration of goals and assists. And I think with our front line, if they decide to finish the chances, which I think they have shown that they can over the past couple of games that we've been playing, they're more clinical in front of goal. They're taking their chances, even when the games that we're not really like fantastic in, like we're still doing the business. So I think João Pedro GA will be sensational this season. So I think for me, I think he will be my shout for player of the season, because I think he just has everything that is there for me, especially when Kopama comes back. Holy Kopama that has been giving Jackson balls like that. Oh my God. Like, Bayern Munich, you people are beautiful. God bless your industry. More money inside your pockets. I pray those add-ons, you pay them. I pray that he makes as many appearances as he can for you. Because it's Bundesliga, maybe you won't find it easier. That's also another shout. But yeah, I think João Pedro for me is my nominee for player of the season. Yeah. All right. Is that it? I think we covered all the bases. All right. Thank you guys again for joining us. Again, remember to like, subscribe, follow us on our individual channels. The Well Actually podcast. See, I dropped the names there because I was like, this way I don't get it wrong. If I drop the names there, I can't get it wrong anymore. So yeah, follow us on our different individual channels. Drop a like, subscribe. Let us know what your top 6 predictions are. Do you agree with us? Please put it in the comments. If you have any contrary top 6, put it there. Let us see in the comments, and then everybody can evaluate each other each other's. Please be respectful in the comments. Don't. Arsenal fans, let us know what you think. Obviously, we had a Man U fan that was supposed to join, but life is life. We'll have him on in another show. But thank you guys for joining. Subscribe, like, share, do all the good things that you need to do. And have a great weekend, guys. Peace.